In this video, I'm going to take you through how to use the Airbnb and Booking.com tracking tool. This is an automated tool that pulls your information from Airbnb and Booking.com and updates automatically, and you can see how your properties are performing. So I've got the tracking tool up on the screen, and you can see there are 5 tabs. The first 2 tabs are all about setup. So the first tab runs you through how to set up your Airbnb and Booking.com exports. So it takes you through what to do and how to set up your folders. And it gives you an example. The next tab is how to set up the workbook. So once you've got your folder set up and where your locations where you're saving things, it then asks you to save the locations on your workbook. The next tab number 3 is your dashboard, the most important tab, which once refreshed all your data, it pulls in all the information and you can dissect information with filters, with timelines, with graphs, and it has at the bottom, it has a combined table of all your data from your properties. The next 2 tabs, direct bookings, so the first one is the direct bookings is adding in any additional bookings you've got that aren't on Airbnb and Booking.com. So this could be from other websites or directly. And the last is if you want to build up a list of expenses, and that you can incorporate your expenses into your overall dashboard, and you can see your revenue and expenses against your against the profit as well. So in this video, I'm just going to quickly show how simple it is to refresh your data and set up your data quickly as well. So if you've got your tracking tool, you then and you've got your folder set up, it's then moving on, and then it's then setting up your workbook. So for me, I've got my property data saved in 2 folders. I've got my Airbnb exports. Airbnb, all your information from your properties is saved in the one export. And in Booking.com, it's saved separately. So for each property, for this example, I've only got 1 property. But if you've got multiple properties, you'll need to have multiple sheets. But the beauty is when you press the button in the sheet, it will pull that information and it will combine it. So I've got my 2 folders. What I want to do is I just want to set my workbook up. So I need to press this button here on tab 2. So I'm going to click to locate where my Booking.com data is. So I'm going to find that, where I saved it. So it's in this example folder here I've got. So property data, Booking.com folder name. So I want the folder name. I've got the folder name there. You don't want to, there's no files. It doesn't select files, it selects the folder because obviously if you get multiple files. So I press OK. Your Airbnb file location. So I go to my Airbnb file location, I click on the file and I press OK. And then I press Save to Paths. And that means that your workbook is now updated the location of where you're saving your files. So you need to do that first and foremost. Once you've done that, you don't need to do that again unless you move where you're saving your files. So the best practice is if you're refreshing your data, you replace the files within your folders, and then that will automatically update the data that's on the dashboard. So it's all about replacing your exports. So now I've saved my locations, I can come on to the dashboard. So the dashboard here is 2 buttons to press. There's 2 steps. So step 1 is you press this button if you've downloaded a new export, you've updated any direct bookings in your direct booking tab, or you've updated your expenses. So you click this button regardless if you've done any updates. And then that'll take a few seconds to update. And then you press step 2 button, the click here button, step 2, which is to refresh the data on the dashboard. So I've updated we've set up our workbook. What I want to just check is my direct bookings. So what I'm going to do is, just for the purpose of this, I'm going to, for our property, I'm going to update our direct bookings. This is just an example data, but I'm going to put in, just for the purpose of this, I'll put in Britney Spears. And Britney is bringing 4 people with her. The date, let's just say, is the 20th of the 10th, 24, and they're staying for how many nights? Let's say 4 nights, 24th of the. Okay, and they've booked it today. Let's say Britney Spears has booked the best property. She's contacted me today, and it's going to cost 2,000. And she did it directly. Yes, so that's fine. All the information is there. Expenses. There's two examples. When you get your tool, there'll be two examples like this. You can delete the data on here. So I'll just delete that data. Let's add some new data. So let's add, let's say some cleaning has happened. Let's date the date was the 1st. And let's add the amount. Let's say it was 200. And let's, for the best property. And then let's just add another one as well, just for the purpose of this. Let's add on the 2nd as well. There was some cleaning for the best property. Okay, I'm just going to save that. So we've updated expenses. We've updated direct bookings. So now we can click on the button here. So we've got everything set up. Click the button. Is all your data, exported data from booking.com and Airbnb updated? Yes, to proceed. So it has been updated. And then this is where the magic happens. It pulls the information from where you've stored your data on your laptop or your computer, and it then gets to work. There's a wee prompt there to say that it's all been imported and all updated, which is great. So I'm going to press OK. So you can see the tabs are still there. There's nothing that's changed. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm just going to press save. I want to save my work. I liked it. That's just something that I like to do. But then after that, you press step 2, and all this data here, which is all the dummy data, should update to some new data. Let's see. And there you go. There's some major celebrities staying at the best property. And you can see there that the expenses is updated as well. Once you refresh data, the amount might not show as pounds or dollars. If you want, you can change it to dollars. That means it reflects it on your graphs as well, and it reflects it on there.